Hello. Okay. I'm finally getting my vlog done because some people, Stephanie, keep asking me nicely about getting my vlog done. Yes?
Mommy,
What?
my belly hurts.
Okay.
I gotta pick it up.
Okay. It will. Okay, so I was going to try and do this at a time where, everybody was gone, or at least someone was napping, so I could have it quiet and not be disturbed. But that's basically never, unless it's really late at night and then I'm really tired, or I guess I could have done really early in the morning. But everybody's sleeping then, so I don't want my husband to be like, "What are you doing?" So here I am doing my vlog. Okay, so I have my questions that you guys have asked me. I'm a little nervous. Don't know why. I talk to myself all the time. But, I even answer too. So, okay. Mr. Joshua Reed. He asked me, if you could visit anywhere in the world and money was no concern, where would you go and why? I would actually go all over the world. I don't think it'd be possible for me to pick one place to go because, number one, I love to travel. And number two, there's just so many great places out there that I want to go to. I really don't think I could pick one. I mean, I want to go all over Europe. I want to go to Germany. I've actually been to Germany before, many years ago, but it was with the military, and we got a little bit of time to get out, and we went to Neuschwanstein, that big castle that they say the Disney castle is based on. But in the big picture, we were really there for military purposes, so we didn't get to do as much as we could have. But I'd love to do Germany. Would love to do Austria, Italy. I mean, everywhere in Europe. There's probably something in every country that I would love to go to. I would love to go to Africa. I would love to go on like the safari and see the wild animals and ride an elephant. That's like my dream, is to be able to ride on top of an elephant in Africa, and I just get excited to think about it. I would love to even go like to the North and South Pole. That would be really cool. I'd love to go to Alaska, I'm trying to think of where else. Australia, that would be cool. Hawaii, yeah, someday I would love to go to Hawaii, have that island, warm paradise. Hint, honey. No, I'm just kidding. Oh yeah, he does. I was gonna say he doesn't even get to see this, but he will. He will eventually see this. But someday, I figure I hopefully have plenty of time in my life, and maybe when the kids are older, we can really travel the world and everything. So, and if not, then I guess it just wasn't God's plan for my life. So I would go anywhere in this world. I would go. There's even a lot of places here in the United States that I would love to travel to. We have gone to a lot of different places. When the kids were younger, we traveled a lot and did a lot of vacationing. It's gotten a little bit harder as they got older. So there's still a lot of places I'd like to go here in the United States. So, all right, Kimberly. She asked or said, does running spill over into your spiritual life and vice versa? Okay, I won't read her other comments because they were like personal comments and stuff. So, I have been running since I've been running since I was 9, 10 years old, and so it's just something that I've always been doing. I didn't run as much when I was younger, but and quite honestly, when I was junior high, high school, even into my early adulthood, I didn't really give any spiritual thought to my running. I know that it gave me great enjoyment, and I just ran because it was kind of a natural thing. Really didn't connect one thing to the other than just knowing that God gave me this ability. So it's really only been in the last, I don't know how many years, recently, few years, 5 years maybe or so, that I really began to connect my spiritual side with my running, and really beginning to see where God gave me this talent, and even just seeing how God just made me this way. I had never really thought of it that way before. Okay, just put it on the floor. He just made me that way, and just rejoicing in that, and seeing it for as that, because I can very easily get caught up, and I'm really competitive. So sometimes I get too caught up in the competitive side of things. Sometimes I can be very, very analytical when it comes to my racing and my running and breaking everything down. And really just recently I've just been like, but this is how God made me. And in some ways I can't explain it beyond that. It's just one of those things, you know? I can't go beyond that other than to say this is how God made me, and it's a passion. And anybody that really knows me knows that running comes from my heart. Running comes from within me. It's not, I don't do it because I want to lose weight. I don't do it because, I don't know, I'm trying to think of reasons why people run, but, and not that those are, you know, any other reasons, not that they're bad, they're just not my reasons. It's just who I am. It's how God made me. That's what I said. Okay, I have to watch my talking because I will talk and talk and talk and talk. Anybody who knows me knows that I can talk and talk and talk. And my husband's like, what is the answer? I'm like, but no, there's like a 5-minute before and after session to my answer. Here, fine. Okay, so hopefully, okay, I don't know if I answered my question. It is who I am, but a lot of times when I run, I often use that time to pray. I often listen to music when I run, and sometimes I don't even plan it. You will sometimes see me if you happen to drive by. I'll be jamming down the road, and I'll be like, yeah, praise Jesus, you know, because there will be a song that really, really gets me going. If I had to pick a second thing that really is who I am, it would be music. And music can really move me and just speak to me and everything. So sometimes when I'm running, it just happens, and I am totally jamming out, and I really get to take it off, and I am one with God in my run, and I'm not even aware necessarily of other things that are going on. So, and I've even listened to a podcast when I've ran, and if you happen to drive past me when I'm listening to a podcast, I might be laughing or going like, yeah, amen, amen, you know, as I'm trekking along. I'm sure people look at me like, what is that woman doing? Because I'm not just like straight-faced running. I'm like, yeah, amen, yeah. So those things don't always happen, and I try not to make it happen. I try not to be like, I'm gonna listen to Christian music only and help that God speaks to me. I just let it happen whenever it happens. So it's random. So, and other times I just run. I've known myself to go out and run and get home and be like, what did I just think about for the last hour? I don't know. I thought about, you know, the groceries I'm going to get tonight and my daughter's play this weekend. You know, hey, leave the dog alone. Get your feet away from her. Excuse me. Get your feet away from her. Precious lambs of God. All right, leave her alone. Andrew James. I'm sure you did know she was there, but now you do, so leave your feet away from her. Okay. Okay, I got it. Hello, video. Okay, so hopefully that answered your questions, Kimberly, about my spiritual life into running, and I just let it happen. I try not to control it. If it happens, it happens. If it doesn't, then it doesn't. Okay. Susie said, if you could pick any woman in the world to be your sister-in-law, would it be me? I totally laughed when I read that. I don't know why. It just struck me as very funny. So, but yes, the answer is yes to get to my husband. What's the answer? Yes, I would pick you to be my sister-in-law if I could only pick one person. And the crazy thing is, though, is that it really doesn't have anything to do with how we are connected or anything. You know, nobody's going to know this unless I explain it, but I've known Susie's brother for a really long time. Gosh, I was like 12, maybe, when I very first met her brother. And I've met Susie's brothers. I've met 3 of her brothers. I've met her parents. I've even met Susie's husband. No, the juice box. Okay, give it here. Give it here. But I have never met Susie. Isn't that crazy? So anyways, you know, a year or so ago when I connected with her brother on Facebook, get away from the camera.
I'm just looking at it.
I know you're just looking at it, but you're going to bump it or something. I kind of snooped around. I knew that he had a sister named Susie, and so I found her. And the great thing about Facebook is you can find out stuff about people without them even realizing it. So I found out that Susie had a blog, and and found that she had a business and everything else. So I was able to connect with her through her blog. But honestly, I read that blog for 9 months maybe. I just read it, and I really enjoyed it and really connected with some of the things that she was saying. I'm like, oh, we're so much alike. But I didn't ever tell her I was following her blog. I didn't know if it would be creepy or whatever. I don't know. So, I mean, and she knows who I am. She remembers me because I was friends with her brother. But, and then, last fall, I kind of went through some personal friendship hardships. And I think I was searching and wanting to reach out, and Susie seemed like a good, safe person. And so I finally contacted her and said, just wanted to know, I'm reading your blog. Hey, shh, shh. Thank you. I'm reading your blog. And so then we started, sending each other messages and stuff like that. And so it's just, hey, stop it. Stop. It's just been really neat how Susie and I have connected. And there are so many times where, like, I'll be thinking about something. I'm trying to think of something that, I don't know. I was thinking about something, baking bread or something. I don't know. Or I made bread that day. And then I go and read her blog. And lo and behold, she had made bread that day or something like that. So I don't know. We're kind of like kindred spirits because there's so much, and we've even talked on the phone, and we're just like, oh my goodness, we are so much alike. It's crazy. It's crazy. We just connect. We just have that special connection, and I would love to have Susie as my sister-in-law, and it has nothing to do with, her knowing her brother or anything else. She's just a really unique and amazing person, and we connect on such a deep level, even when we're not trying to. It's like, I'm not trying to find things to connect with her about. They're just things that come up, and I'm like, oh my goodness, we are just so much alike. We would just be great. So, yes, Susie, I would pick you as my sister-in-law. I think I've said that 3 times now, so, okay. Moving on. Okay. My friend Melissa said, what is your most treasured moment for each of your children? Okay. That's a hard question. Because number one, it's hard to pick just one moment for each child. And I have a really good memory, but I'm not always very good at, like now, I'm not very good at like, okay, this is it. This person, I don't always just pull these memories out of the blue. It usually has to be something that connects me, like, say it's April. I've mentioned this before in my writing. Say it's like April. We're supposed to get a chance of snow on Saturday. And if that were to happen, which now the weatherman's saying, well, we may not get snow, blah, 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 whatever. But if it were to snow, for example, Saturday morning, and people are like, oh my goodness, it's crazy that it's snowing and it's mid-April, I'd be like, you know what? I remember 1994, the last Saturday in April, it snowed. Because I can relate it, I can pull certain memories up and out of my mind, and I have a lot of memories. I could tell you guys a lot of things, but now I guess if I was good, I would have sat down and really thought about it and written each one out so I could read it to you. But with this, I'm actually just trying to be real, not have it scripted, and other than the questions you guys gave me, just trying to be real. So I don't know. I mean, I know. And you know what the problem is I'm a really sentimental person. I have a lot of really, really great memories with my kids. See, I can't even think of any right now because I'm like being put on the spot. I will turn this camera off, and later today I'll be like, oh, I remember this. Oh, I remember that. And then you guys won't be there to hear it all. So I'm not going to have the camera on me all day. I think just being with my children is a treasured moment. We just have so much, and I feel like I've given my children so many memories in trying to do things. I mean, we've thrown Jim, I don't know how many surprise birthday parties, and we've traveled a lot. As a family, we haven't been as much because it got harder with when the kids were getting older and there's more activities. Every summer we look at our schedule and we're like, okay, when are we going to go on vacation? Because when are we free? We have very few free weeks in our summertime, other than we go to camp every year. That's always a vacation we take. But we used to go to like California, and boy, we've been to Vegas, the Grand Canyon, Mount Rushmore, New Orleans. We've been to Mexico several times. The East Coast. You know, we've just been everywhere. We have so many memories with our children that, you know what would help? If I got my photo albums out, which you're probably like, no, don't bring up the photo albums, because then I'll really get talking. Seeing pictures, it would be like, oh, I remember this and I remember that, and I would see like something that I'm wearing, and I'd be like, remember that one time that this funny thing happened? And yeah, so I'm not really answering your question, Melissa, not on purpose. I just can't think of a particular treasured moment for each child. So I think they're all treasured moments that I get to have with them, good and bad. Okay? All right. Okay, I have to check something. Hang on.